Hey, how's it going? So this is gonna be a rant, reaction video, right? So, like this nonsense about how to counter the counter. When I watch videos like this, I know, without even starting to watch the game, 9 out of 10 times, this guy who is playing the counter, which is Rammus to Trindamir, is usually a rookie, right? Okay, so this guy is, this master player, whatever, Revians Okohona, right? Let's look at his account. He's a classic spin to win, flip to win player. Look at his champion pool, okay? He doesn't even play Rammus, okay? So he mains Garen and Sion, basically. And lo and behold, he decides to play Rammus for no reason whatsoever. Right? And Rammus is like disgustingly bad champion for him. So you see, like, these guys, they're just flipping the coin and playing shitloads of games, and that's it. Now, to answer your question, how do you get high elo in League of Legends? So this is guy, what? Top 0.2% master tier. It's not that he's good, he just plays a lot of games. Right? So let's look at how many games did he play here. Oh, mamma mia. Can we look at the summary somehow? No? So look, I mean, he already played 100 games on this account. Like, already. And this is like pre-season. When did the season end? I think it was like end of November. So think about it, like he plays 100 games in a month, in pre-season. So you can probably imagine how many games he plays during season. I mean, we're talking probably like 2,000 games. This is like classic player, high tier League of Legends player. He's not good. Like, if we go 1-on-1 against him, I'll just smash him so hard. He's gonna go play Fortnite. Okay, so look. First of all, right, when I looked at this, I was like, okay, why is this guy running teleport on Rammus? Right, teleport on Rammus into Trindamir. Like, Rammus' core problem is he has no damage, right? So this guy, Rammus doesn't have problems with defense, he has problems with damage, right? And he put more defense on Rammus and teleport. That makes no sense to me, right? Second problem of Rammus is his sustain is surprisingly bad, right? He's not like one of those tanks or semi-tanks like Garen, Darius, or Tahm Kench, or Ornn, where his base sustain, like his base regen, is very, very high. Rammus does not have that. I noticed when I played against him multiple times in 1-on-1, he just doesn't regen health really well. Alright, so I say Grasp probably would have been better than him. Grasp and Ignite, he would have probably smashed this lane, even having no skill at all. Like, all he has to do is just passively farm. But let's look at the game. But I already know what I'm going to see. Now, we have to note the team compositions. If you look at their team composition, so this is Nautilus, Kai'Sa, Malzahar, Wukong, and Rammus. Trindamir, honestly, is completely trash into this composition. Trindamir overall is a trash champion in 5-on-5. Why? Because too much CC in the game. Right now, if you want a decent champion to play top lane, my best guess would be Singed. Right, my best guess would be, like, because you need something that is ridiculously tanky and who doesn't really need a lot of farm, scales well with, does not fall off, right, and does area of effect damage and has crowd control, right? So Singed is like perfect for this, right? Because think about any other champion, because this is classic composition where you're just gonna lose the game against them unless this is a wombo combo. Like that's why you have to remember League of Legends is a card game. It's not really about skill, it's more about team composition and champion synergy, right? If you're playing Caitlyn with Soroka bot lane against let's say Brand and Misfortune, right? You're just gonna lose as Soroka and Caitlyn to noobs, like to complete amateurs. Why? Because Brand is gonna stun Caitlyn and they're gonna press R, both Brand and Misfortune, and Caitlyn is gonna melt. I'm talking there is no amount of healing that Soroka can do to actually prevent Caitlyn from dying when she gets stunned by Brand and Misfortune presses R and Brand presses R. There's just no amount of healing you can do, right? And Caitlyn is such a squishy champion, she just cannot do anything, right? And you can't build her tanky because, I mean, Caitlyn does no damage, right? I already have a lot of videos on this. And it's the same shit with, like, you pick, I don't know, Riven, it's the same problem. These guys are gonna, in the Dragon Pit, they're just gonna press, every one of them are gonna press R, and Riven is just gonna melt. It's same with Jax. Who else is like, Fiora is gonna be the same. Camille is gonna be the same. Ionia is gonna be the same. Yasuo is gonna be the same, right? Tryndamere, all of those kind of like skilled. Akali is gonna be the same. All of those like skilled, squishy champions that are designed for like mechanical outplays. Aurelia, well, Aurelia is kind of tanky if you can press your W on time, but I mean, you're still gonna, like, the damage you're gonna receive is so high, it's gonna be ridiculous, right? So, like, this champ here is just not gonna work, right? If you're playing this champ, you're just rotating games. It's just not gonna work against this team composition, right? But okay, even if you get fed, I doubt he's going to win. But I mean, okay. So let's look at the gameplay of Rammus, because I know he's gonna be crap. I'm pretty certain, right? Okay. So again, right? Again. Okay. Okay, so let's see. His team is inting. Okay. Alright. Look, what did he start? He started Cloth and 4 pots. Now, he already lost lane on the start because Tryndamere will out-sustain him. Hardcore. Right? Because again, Rammus has very, very bad sustain. He needs to start like Doran Shield, I think. Or something. Doran Shield. And he needs to not fight Tryndamere and just farm and get Ninja Tabi, and then he just wins. And that's it. So let's see what this guy's gonna do. Yeah, you see, so... Okay, so now he needs to... Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, look. He just pressed his core ability, level 1, and accomplished nothing. Because remember, as Rammus, you don't need to kill Tryndamere, you just have to break even on him. You can even fall by 30 or 40 farm behind. Just the fact that you're Rammus, you're just gonna win. Right? So he just went and pressed his core ability for no reason whatsoever. Okay, so that's a huge mistake. So what's gonna happen? Uli is gonna get a bit of... Oh, he already have... So what's gonna happen? He's gonna basically spin into him, get the Fury, and right-click him to like 25% HP. That's what's gonna happen basically in here. Yeah, you see? That's exactly what's gonna happen. Yeah. Yeah, you got a crit. Yep. Yep. Yeah. To, well, 30 HP, whatever. Okay? And that's it. That's the lane already lost. Because now this guy needs to pop 2 pots, right? And then Uli is gonna get level 2, right? Before this guy, and he's gonna drain his final 2 potions, and then Rammus is gonna be out of the lane, basically. He will not be able to farm. right? It's because his start is just so bad. So you see, he needs to pop a second potion. Again, you see, like, why is he fighting Tryndamere? What is he trying to accomplish? Right? As Rammus, you just farm, right? You buy your armor items. Don't let Tryndamere win. Don't let Tryndamere kill you, and then that's it. You just win the game, and that's it. So again, you see, as a result of this harassment, he now pushed the lane into Tryndamere, and that's very, very bad. As Rammus, you don't really have good escapes. Now, you can say, oh, he accelerates really well, but you have to remember that Tryndamere can stop Rammus' acceleration with his spin. Because if you spin into him, you automatically cancel it because he's gonna bump into you. It's the same mechanic when you play against Akshan, right? As soon as he starts his rope jump or whatever it's called, you just spin into him and he just cancels, right? You can do that on Rammus as well. Right, so I don't know what this Rammus is doing, right? At this stage, Uli can just Q heal and just harass him with auto attacks and then just use Q for sustain, and Rammus will basically drain out of health. And that's about it. Yeah, you see, that's exactly what he's doing. That's what I would do as well. So now he's just gonna last hit, and this lane is gonna go into him, and then Rammus is gonna be in big trouble, basically. Now this Rammus, like, what is he doing? Like, you just... Again, he's gonna push the lane with this. Yeah, you see, he has 2 potions left, right? So now he's gonna get a little bit more fury, and he's gonna drain his 2 other potions. That's what's gonna happen. And you have to remember, this is Challenger tier. Like, this guy, Challenger tier. And you think that this game has some kind of skill? I highly doubt it. If these guys can get to Challenger, I'm telling you, like, this game is not skill, it's quantity of games that you play. And that's it. And also the fact that in this game that there is counter-picking, right? So, I mean, you could have picked Tam Kenshin here, you would have had probably even better result. Do you know what I'm saying? So, the game allows you to climb through quantity of games and the fact that you can guarantee yourself a win in the lane by counter-picking. So, do you know what I'm saying? It's like it used to be time where you could outplay the counter-pick, but today it's very, very hard. Like, the game balance is just in such a level where the counter picks are just way, way too strong. Way, way, way too strong right now. And the items, are just... And the runes... Because you see, back in the days, people did not know what runes to buy, what items to buy, what masteries to put, right? So you had an edge against players, because imagine, like, this Rammus doesn't know what to build on Rammus, he doesn't know masteries, he doesn't know runes. But now runes are automatically imported, items are recommended, so, I mean, you don't have edge anymore on that, do you know what I mean? So your odds of winning are just... And tank items right now are just way too strong. Because I play like one-on-one, I can tell you, I build tank items on Tryndamere because they're so strong. I don't even build damage. The only damage item I build is Bork. Outside of that, I don't build damage, almost. Because, I mean, defensive items are just way too strong. Okay, so let's keep watching. Yeah. So right now, technically, Uli could have just burned his flash by just ghosting on him, and then that's it. Technically speaking, right? Because this guy is like, what is he gonna do? He's on. He's literally on. Yeah, so you see, like I said, he's just drained out of health at this stage. And he drained out of mana. Mana is his problem. Like, mana control is because he's just bad. But health he has no control over. Because this would have happened even if he was good. It's just his start is very bad. Right, so look, this is hard inting. Because right now, what Uli should have done, walk up here right? Attack few minions to get Fury and just basically, like, he could have probably killed one minion to get W and just right click him to death, and that's it. This is inting, what he's doing right now. Especially he just used his, I don't know, Uli should have just attacked minions, honestly, in here, because he will have enough Fury. Because Tryndamere heal is quite good, right? Like, if you heal on full Fury after Rammus uses all of his abilities, he will need about 4... Rammus will need like 4 or 5 extra auto attacks. I mean, so you see, you could, on full Fury, you could drain all of your health, then use your Q to heal, and you will still have 4 more auto attacks. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a lot of damage. So this guy is basically hard inting right now. Like, hard inting. I don't know why Uli did not all-in him here. Big mistake in my opinion. Maybe he's afraid of minions, but I mean, nah, you just... Yeah, so go and kill him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, just go and kill him. And that's it, yeah. So you see? Now, this lane is over. This lane is over, because now the minions are pushed in, right? He's going to freeze. And this Rammus, I don't know what he's going to do. He's just doomed, basically. He's just doomed. So what is he going to do? Like, he needs to buy Ninja Tabi. Well, in his situation, probably because he's so poor, he probably could buy Doran's shield, and then he'd be okay in lane. Doran's shield, couple of pots, and then just play to just for farm, and that's it. That's his only kind of option in here. Like, he lucked out because the minions crashed into the turret. Otherwise, this would have been frozen. So, again, you see, because the lane is not frozen, he needs like a Doran shield with some pots, basically. That's what he needs. Rammus, I'm talking about Rammus, right? And he must not basically fight Tryndamere at this stage. Again, like, look, what is he doing? Right? He just AoE'd the minions, and basically he pushed minions into Tryndamere. I mean, this is very, very bad. That's because he doesn't know how to play Rammus, basically. Again, you see, Uli could have just killed him in here, in my opinion. Right? Just go and kill him. Go and kill him. Go and kill him. W. Yeah, go and kill him. Yeah, you see, like, you can just do this. And that's it. Yeah, keep going. Yeah. So you see, Rammus now effectively froze the lane for Tryndamere. Almost froze the lane, right? Yeah. Yeah, you see, and he just ints, like, he's just gonna die. He has no flash. What is he doing? And he didn't buy the... He bought this. Again, you see, the problem with Rammus, he has no sustain. Like, all this armor bullshit is fine. The problem is he has no sustain. He has no way to regen the health. So, Tryndamere will just out-sustain him and beat him. And that's it. And he's, like, using his AoE to push the minions. I don't know what he's doing. I really don't know what he's doing. He's just gonna die again. 100% gonna die. Yeah. Q heal. Yeah, you see? Yeah, that's what I thought. So now he can basically back. He can probably kill a couple of minions and then back and then freeze the lane, I think. What is he gonna do? He's gonna push? Yeah, that's what he's doing. Yeah, and he's backing. Yeah, so now the lane is frozen and it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Well, he's rushing Kraken Slayer. Honestly, I don't know what can you build on Tryndamere in this situation to... Like, the best build against this type of BS, against this guy, is actually Bork. because of the sustain from Borg and damage, right? If you go Kraken, you see the problem with Kraken Slayer, it's giga expensive for an item that only works up until like 22 minutes, right? Because I mean, you're paying 360 gold, I think 340 gold for an item that effectively gives you damage, so you can get 2 extra kills, and then that item becomes completely useless at around 22-25 minutes. It's just that the item is just that true damage becomes so insignificant once the game becomes like late mid to late game. So whereas Borg, it scales with the game. So I don't know why he's buying Borg. Why he's buying Kraken, I don't know. But I don't know, I'm not really a 5-on-5 player. Maybe he's planning to split push, or I don't know. Because Kraken in 1-on-1, it's still pretty good. Against Rammus, that's gonna be like 0-4 probably, because if he rushes Kraken right now, he's probably gonna kill Rammus 2 more times. But then he can't really... I don't know. I definitely go for Borg, in my opinion, right? Because you see, again, like the problem with Borg, you can lifesteal, right? But with Kraken, you can only trade 1 kill for your ult, and then you have to back because you have no health, right? Whereas with Borg, you are never low HP. That's the beauty of like the Borg item. I don't know, what is this Rammus guy doing? Is he proxy farming, or what is he doing? Yeah, you see, he's just gonna get right clicked basically. Now you see again the problem, right? The problem. If he had lifesteal and a bit of Borg, he doesn't need to use Fury for healing, right? And then he can just smash him with crits. But he's gonna have to use Q for healing now. That's why I don't like this Kraken item, honestly. But I don't play 5-on-5, to be honest with you. 1-on-1 is slightly different. Yeah, you see, now he has to back because he has no health. Because Wukong is gonna just eat him, basically, right now. Yeah, you see, like, the Q healing is just too shit, honestly. Oh, Wukong is bot lane, okay, that's good. So again, you see, like, how to counter the counter. Dude, that's not a counter, this guy is bad. This Rammus player is just bad, and that's it. Right? So, I mean, anybody can beat this guy. He doesn't main Rammus. I mean, you playing against what? He's just decided to play Rammus for no reason whatsoever. And you're playing against a guy who mains... Let's see how many champions does he main. "53 champions. Of course he's gonna suck. 64. Oh, he used to play Tryndamere. 62. So I don't know. I'm not really digging this. People saying like, because if you get a one-trick Rammus, who is one-trick pony of Rammus, you're not gonna beat him on this map on Summoner's Rift as Tryndamere. I highly doubt it. Especially like I'm talking about 5-on-5 game. In 1-on-1, I think you can beat him, right? Because again, Rammus' problem is his sustain like Rammus has a lot of problems. Number one is sustain. Number two, his damage is quite low, and he also has mana problems. All of that eventually scales away, but by the time he fixes his problems, you probably already killed him like a couple times, took all the plates, and that gives you... Also, he will have a severe difficulty, Rammus. Like, Rammus will have very, very hard time when you finish your Borg. He has no counterplay to you for a long period of time. He will need, like, I don't know, 3 defensive items and a lot of levels until he can do anything against your Borg. Because Borg is just such a broken item. So, 1-on-1, yeah, you smash him. But I mean, 5-on-5, he can just play super passive and wait until Wukong is going to come around, just aggro you, and Wukong is going to one-shot you with his ult. And as a Tryndamere, there's really not much you can do against this, right? I know you're not going to die, but you just burnt your ult, right? And trading, like the problem with Tryndamere as a champion, any champion can trade ult for ult with Tryndamere, and that's to benefit of the enemy champion. Because Tryndamere without ult is probably the worst champion in the game. Like Trynd without ult is just, it's such a garbage champ, honestly. I'm trying to think who is even worse than him without ult. I don't even think there is a champion that is so ult reliant. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah. Now, everything I said was about 5-on-5 game, right? Because when you play 1-on-1, you don't really need your ult. Because you can build him tanky, you can do whatever the hell you want, right? Because when you play 5-on-5, you kind of have to carry your team, which means you have to kill basically the whole team in 5 seconds. And that's what you have to do. Because this idea of just building tanky and then just taking turrets and when winning your lane, destroying their inhibitor is not going to work, because by the time you destroy their inhibitor, your team is going to go 150 or something like this, I don't know, League is just, it's such a horrible game. 1-on-1 is like very, very interesting, very fun. But 5-on-5, oh Jesus. How do people even play this? Like, I used to play it 5-on-5, but now I'm thinking, oh my god, like, how do people even play this? Alright, take care.